Hello, good morning, and welcome to another video. I'm gonna have to wait for my glasses to turn back. I'm looking like the Men in Black right now, but that's all right. Okay, I want to, before we start this video, this is gonna be a kind of fun video. It's gonna be a holiday video, but first I want to talk to you a bit. The Lord has been talking to me about this morning and yesterday and throughout the week, and finally, He's pressed me enough that I'm here with you. And I want to share with you this. The Lord showed me me leading people out of a weird wilderness. And he showed it to me 2 times. And I'm not going to make him show it to me a 3rd time. I understand what it is that he's saying. So I'm here with you because as I was taking my walk, the Lord told me, Moses led the people out of Egypt and they weren't supposed to spend all that time in the wilderness, but there was an instruction. He said to Pharaoh to let my people go so that they may serve me. Okay. They forgot about the service part when they spent all that time in the wilderness. And I want to tell you today that yes, the Lord wants to set you free. But he wants to set you free so that you will serve him. And some of you, the Lord has been showing me, you want to be set free because you want to prove other people wrong. You want to be set free because you want to go your own way. Thank you, Holy Spirit. He even showed me that some of you have so much of your own will, of your own intentions, of your own what I want to do, how this thing is supposed to look, how my life is supposed to go on your back, that you're walking in a very broad way. You can't even fit through the narrow way that leads to life because you carrying so much on your back. And the Lord told me that those are the types of people that I'm actually going to have to break their back so that they stop picking up their own will and carrying it to where it is that I'm trying to tell them to go. And it took me a while, honestly. I've been thinking about doing this, but I like to keep my business to myself, okay? I learned some very hard lessons doing day in the life videos. I've learned some very hard lessons, sharing all of my business. However, I know for a fact there's a group of women. Those women are mothers. Those women the Lord has called me to speak to. You need to know the real side of life, okay? So I'm here to show you that, but I want to remind you that the Lord said, I want to set you free. I want you to be set free. Deliverance is most definitely your portion, but don't you think you're just delivered just to be delivered. You're delivered so that you may serve me. And some of you, I don't want some of you guys to anger the Lord this holiday season, okay? Don't get on the Lord's bad side this holiday season. What do you mean, Tanzania? The idolatry the Lord showed me that is raised up in the people is something that he will not tolerate. I am not. Don't ever get it twisted. Oh, my nose is running because it's very cold outside. Don't ever get it twisted. And I'm going to share this with you. We're going to slow this down. I'm going to share this with you. It's been about, I'm going to say 11 or 12 years. The Lord has been really, working on me as far as the holidays are concerned. I shared some family stuff with you guys. The holidays have long since changed for me, okay? If at any point in time, when last year the Lord told me, don't you bring that Christmas tree back in this house? When he told me that, guess what? I didn't bring the Christmas tree back in the house, and I wasn't entirely upset about it. Because if at any point you tell me to move away from doing something because that something is preventing me from worshiping and serving you in the way that you desire, well, guess what? It has to go. And some of you have a hook so deep in your mouth for Christmas, a hook so deep in your mouth for all of these holidays, a hook so deep in your mouth. The Lord showed me even as it concerns to relationships, whether it be relationships with family, with friends, with even your children. You have a hook so deep in your mouth that you're being led astray by your own desires. The Lord's been speaking about this to tell you about how your desires can lead you astray. What do you mean? Some of you guys, the man who knocks you upside the head will suffice because you just want to be married. You're being led away by your own desire. Some of you guys, you want children. The Lord told you were going to have children. Maybe you've been married for a few years and you still don't have those children and you are being led astray. It could be any number of things. The Lord was showing me jobs and positions, how these things lead people astray. You want it so bad. And the Lord sees this. I want you to know this because he's been speaking to me about this. He sees this as idolatry, that you don't even want me this bad. You don't want me this bad. You're begging me. You are bothering me day and night, day and night. Everything that you do is because you want this so bad. When are you going to want me that bad? So as we go throughout this holiday season, like I said, I don't want you to anger the Lord. I don't want you. If you can't buy your kids Christmas presents and all that kind of stuff, girl, let it be what it's going to be. Let it be what it's going to be. I was walking and I was reminded of a Christmas girl. First of all, the whole year was hard. The whole year was like I'm barely paying my rent kind of year. And I had my sister and my nephew living with me and my son at the time. And they all were going to go to the family's house for like the holiday time. And I thought to myself, okay, perfect. I can't even afford, even if I wanted to go sit over there with y'all, I cannot even afford to miss out on work. I don't have no PTO. I cannot not afford to miss out on work because these bills are still billing. And the Lord began to show me in that season that it's better for you to stay where I have you and do what I'm telling you to do than to be, drawn away just because you think it's normal. You think it's normal to always want to be with the family and sit with the family, and then your stuff is going undone. And more than that, the Lord says, where is your service to me in all this? Girl, when they left, why the lights turned out? Now the Lord kept me from embarrassment. And the lights didn't get turned out no other day. But as soon as they left, the lights got turned out. So I learned a real hard lesson. But in that whole season of my life, you know what? My faith was so strong. The Lord has shown me this time and time again. Your faith was exactly where I like the faith meter to be. Completely dependent on me because you had nothing. So don't you get to the place where, your lights ain't being turned off and stuff like that. And you forget that I set you free to serve me. I set you free to serve me. And some of you guys, you're going to have to get that. You're going to have to get that peace because you're missing it. You are missing it completely. So before we get started in this video, I want to say that. I want to give you that, that rebuke, that bit of correction there, because that's what the Lord has shown me. And I also want to tell you this, that, while I saw these people they were marching, some of them were marching in the back of me as we were going through this wilderness. Some people got a little bit impatient. The Lord had pulled me to the side to fix a few things because I'm not sitting over here perfect, okay? The Lord had pulled me to the side to fix a few things. Let's say to fix a flat, okay? The Lord had pulled me to the side. And some of those people who the Lord had told them, I didn't tell them. The Lord had told them, this is the person who you are going to march behind. She's going to lead you guys out of the wilderness. They thought, you know what, since she's taking too long to do this and she's fixing this over here, we're going to go ahead of her. And those people got in trouble for going ahead, not because I did anything to them. They got in trouble because that wasn't the instruction that the Lord had given them. So if you're one of those people, the Lord has called you here to this channel. Just be patient and just know as well that you're not the only one who's being made to be patient. I too am being made to be patient. And again, I say, it's really not comfortable for me to share my stuff in this way. It's really not, because people be doing some of the craziest things. But I've got my instruction loud and clear. And you guys, do not anger the Lord this holiday season. I'm not telling you haven't gotten a revelation about that Christmas tree. I'm not telling you to take it down. You haven't gotten a revelation about some of the other things we're talking about. I'm not telling you to rush on into the revelation. I'm telling you to be open to the fact that the life that you know right now, the things that you know and the things that you frequently practice right now may very well be wrong. And they may very well be practices that anger the Lord. And you've got to willing to throw all those away. You're in the world. Some of you are in the world and of it. You have all of this world's practices just wrapped up into, your Christianity, and then you just package it with a little crucifix and you say, I'm a Christian. And that's not what it's not giving Christian. It's not giving follower of Christ. Okay, so with all that being said, let's start today. It is 9:37, and this is that day, you know, like the kids have like a long break for school, right? So this is the day where this starts for one of my kids. The high schoolers have finals and stuff like that, and then you don't have to come the days where you don't have finals. So it's my son's last final day. I'm waiting on him any minute now. He's going to ask me to come pick him up because he said after he was done his finals, he would like to leave early. Okay, cool. I have some things to do. Now let's talk about this, because I mentioned we don't do Christmas trees. I did a video for you talking about some of this last year. We don't do Christmas trees and all that kind of stuff any longer. I'm not telling you don't put up your Christmas tree. I'm just saying perhaps you should ask the Lord about the revelation about this whole Christmas thing. I just take it as, you know, a gift opening day, just a day to spend more time with my kids because they're off, and you know, it's just a family time. That's what I consider it as. If you have younger children, well, let's talk about this, because I know some people be like, you know what, I ain't celebrating Christmas. You know, it's kind of like the whole Valentine's Day thing, right? Which I definitely don't celebrate Valentine's Day, because you gonna love me every day of the week or what? Okay, you gonna love on me every day of the week or what? Anyway, but some people will be like, well, we ain't celebrating it. But the reason why you say it is because you spent your money on, you know, the $500 weaves and all that kind of stuff, and you don't actually have no money to get the kids nothing. I'm not talking about that foolishness, especially with the younger kids. You can remember, I know you can remember, because I can remember a time where you were disappointed because you didn't get anything and you didn't understand. Like, you weren't at the age yet where you could comprehend what was going on. So I have a younger daughter, and they do little things like this at school, and not to conform to the world, but until she's at an age where you know, we can have a further conversation. I'm not saying that Santa's coming to our house, because Santa ain't coming to my house. Okay, the presents been out there. The presents came from mommy and daddy, and at the end of the day, past the presents coming from mommy and daddy, the presents came from the Lord, who provided the money so that mommy and daddy can get you much of anything. So these kind of conversations could be had. However, I'm not a fan of disappointing little children like that. Now, you and your grown self have a hard time being disappointed, so don't do that to them kids, okay? Even if you got to, I remember when I was younger, my mom would take us to, thank you, Holy Spirit. I remember when I was younger, my mom would take us to the Dollar Tree. And let's say each of my siblings would get $10, and we'd be able to buy gifts for each other and just friends at school and things like that. I'm not telling you to spend all your money, no. But, you know, hope deferred makes the heart sick. You spend money on everything else. You didn't spend money, you even got 50 pedicures this year to go over there to that man's house that you don't need to be going to. Yeah, you couldn't even put aside $25 to get these kids a little gift. I'm not telling you to tell these kids that Santa bought them nothing, but you don't do that. Don't be doing all that. So I need to go return some books first, and then we're going to finish with the holiday stuff. One of the things I love to do before a long break like this is to clean up really well, like to have everything just nice and homey, vacation-y feeling for everybody to get home. So that's much of what we're going to do today. So sit tight and enjoy today's video. All right.
All right, now these are at the Dollar Tree. These are perfect little holiday crafts for the kids. You could like paint them, all that kind of stuff. There were these pencils that were something you can put in like the stockings or gift for the class. I really like these as well. These are bath bombs, especially the little girls usually really like stuff like this. There was a pumpkin spice one, and then I found some others on the other side, but really inexpensive, girl. Like I said, I'm not telling you to spend all your money, but they have a few things here, especially in the bath aisle for the younger kids. I like this one, so I went ahead and got it instead of the pumpkin spice one. Again, little nails and lip gloss and things like that. These are really simple, easy gifts, especially for the younger little girls. They love stuff like this, lip gloss, but I already got some of this, so I didn't pick up anything. I was looking for candy for the class, but you know, the Dollar Tree candy, like it comes in really small things. And I also was looking for something that was pre-packaged just in case, you know, sometimes people don't like their kids to eat things that are not prepackaged. These are also really good stocking stuffers. And then there's always that aisle over there with some extra stuff. They had some calendars, so I went ahead and picked up one of those as well. This is where I found the favors for the class. You can go back there on the party aisle. They have a decent amount of stuff. I think if you go to Walmart, you probably get more for your money.
All right, so I got some things from the Dollar Tree, which you've seen at this point for the most part. I was just picking up some extra things for the little gift baggies for the class. I did not get candy there because, as you can see, like, they have very low numbers of things. And baby, when the lady told me yesterday that the candy canes was actually $3, I'm gonna go ahead and go back there to Ross and Burlington and see if I can find some candy there. They usually have good candy for better prices, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm still waiting on my son to call me, so I guess I can show you. I got the little calendar. She was given a calendar a while ago and she was really excited about it, but it had something that I didn't agree with on the calendar, so my husband actually threw it away. Some sunflower seeds for my son's stocking. This is for her stocking. I'm behind on showing you all this stuff. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I'm not going to show you all the stuff that's in the stockings, but you see where I got that from, right? These are just a duplicate of what we got for yesterday's little baggies. And then these are the bags, the same bags like she got. I picked up these little candies just in case I wasn't able to find too much. These little slap bracelets, and then these little frogs. So the only thing I need is candy, and then those bags are good to go. And what happened with those bags was, again, like I said, the little kids, these are babies, like kindergartens are babies. So yeah, the little note the teacher put said that the kids can bring bags for their friends, and I was like, okay, for their friends, cool, for their friends. So I asked her how many friends she had, and she told me. And then the teacher messaged me personally when I messaged her and asked her like how many kids, and she said a way bigger number than the number that my daughter told me. And I wasn't gonna worry about it. I was just gonna let her give her bags to her friends and just be done with it. But my husband was like, no, because you know how little kids are. Like, they see you giving out stuff to other kids, and even if they're not cool with you all year long, it's still, I don't want nobody's feelings to be hurt. Like, it's unnecessary to me. So especially those little kids, like, they remember stuff like that. So we're gonna go ahead and do the right thing and put them all together. So on second thought, instead of tempting myself in that way, I'm not even gonna go back there to those stores, because I've already told myself that I have everything that I need. I don't need to order nothing else. I don't need to get nothing else. So I'm not even gonna go back there. I'm gonna go in here to the grocery store because there was some other food items that I wanted to pick up as well. So I'm about to get that, and then we're just gonna get the candy from there.
They have board games here at the grocery store. Board games are an excellent way to spend some quality time with the kids for the holidays. And these are not badly priced at all. They had some cool Uno. I've never seen Show 'em No Mercy Uno. We never show 'em no mercy anyway with the regular Uno. So I guess they got hip to that and they like made the call, girl, draw 10. Draw 10, we're not even friends anymore. Like, I don't even like you anymore after a draw 10. But these were pretty cool. So games are definitely a win. And then they had better prices on the candy here. The candy canes, like I said, they were $3 at the Dollar Tree, so it's probably like $3.25, and it wasn't this big of, it wasn't this large amount. So I went ahead and got the candy from there. $9, I didn't get that, but I also really like this to decorate the cookies, so I picked up some of those.
All right, so it's definitely not as cold as it was, but so I just finished. I didn't go to Ross. I just went to the normal grocery store, and as you can see, they definitely had a few things there as well. Playing board games, it doesn't have to all be about gifts. Like I said, even if you do get some little things, girl, you go to the Dollar Tree, spend a little $10. If you do nothing, okay, if you do nothing but spend quality time with your children, that's more than enough. If you do nothing but spend quality time with your family, that's more than enough. If you do nothing, if you don't have a family, if you don't have children, if you do nothing but spend quality time with yourself, you and the Lord, that is just okay. All right, I want you to know that. But if you do have little kids, like I said, this is the perfect time to just shower them in quality time and love, and it's the perfect time for that. A board game, it's the perfect time for that. I see a lot of people, you try to wait until your kids are gone and grown to try to like cultivate these relationships with them that you really are able to do when they're younger. When they're gone and they're grown, it's very hard to do those things, especially when you've instilled certain values in them that might not have been good ones. We talk about this a lot. Another thing I want to tell you before I got off talking about that, I want to tell you this. And we've had conversations about going to people's houses, about family members, you know, in depth now how I feel about this, and past how I feel about it, what the Lord has to say about this. I want to tell you this as well. The same thing with friends. Don't you be going and spending your holiday with these people getting drunk. I know you sitting back talking about, I don't drink, but you see them drinking, smoking, and have a good time. Let me tell you something. The judgment of the Lord, if it's time for them to be judged and you guys are driving down in the car together, guess what? The judgment of the Lord is the judgment of the Lord. You're going to have to learn when it's time for you to just cut the friendships off altogether. I don't care if you're spending your holiday season alone. That's okay. But don't you be around people smoking and drinking and acting like a fool and telling them, oh, that's just them, that's not me. No, there's something in you that even wants to be around people who are doing stuff like that. Okay, and you need to check that. You know, you've been trying to invite people to, you've been trying to invite them to prayer all year long. They know you had a prayer group. They know you had you go to a church, you go to Wednesday or Tuesday night prayer, or you do these kind of stuff all year long. You've been trying to invite them to these things all year long. They don't want to have nothing to do with you. Come, the 12th of December, all of a sudden you get invitations and stuff. Don't invite me to nothing. You ain't want to come to prayer. You ain't want to lift up the name of the Lord, okay? Don't invite me to a thing. Don't invite me to a thing. And some of you, like I said, you're gonna have to get this sort of mindset, because this is how the enemy just lays a trap for you. He lays a trap. He knows you're being led astray by your own desires, by your need to be needed, by your desire for friends and closeness with family. I'm telling you, this time of the year, it's like Satan's favorite time. Not only does he make people go broke, but he also makes people feel very lonely and make people get into situations, you calling up people, you calling up booze and go and sit around at people's house that you know you don't need to be by. Don't let it be you. Don't let it be you this season. I'm telling you, I'm not even trying to depress you this holiday. When you take a look back at some of those other videos, some of those things the Lord has reminded me that will happen. When you think about focusing on a holiday, just focusing on the holiday and paying no attention to the fact that, there's going to be invasions of many kinds. Like I said, I'm not trying to depress you this holiday season. I'm just saying, when you take a look at it in the grand scheme of things, it's very small. Okay, so don't waste no time. Don't be silly. I'm still waiting on my son to contact me back. I don't know what's taking him so long, but he about to find his stuff there the whole day. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm back at home, and I know I'm looking crazy, but I'm about to show you what's on my face just before I talk about this, okay? Because I know I'm looking crazy. It's a pimple patch. I know you saw them 2 pimples on my face, girl. During that time of the month, sometimes I'll skip a bunch of months, and then sometimes they'll pop up. Like, what do you want me to do? So here's the one that I use. These are pretty good, but they look like this, and they look real crazy. Okay, so I just put this on top of it. Now, I wouldn't walk out the house, not with 2 of them on, maybe with the one on my chin. But I bought these from, I ordered some clothes or something from Shein, and I bought these from there. I think it was Shein. Yeah, I think it was Shein. But this came from Amazon, and these work really good. So I don't know. I don't think the stars work by themselves. I think they just cover it up. But the other ones actually work. Anyway, so I came to sit and tell you this before I go ahead and start making the food, that this is what I mean. I'm gonna put a little picture here on the screen. Like I told you, I was going to get my son. I went to pick up my son from school, and I saw this little thing. And this is what I mean when I tell you, there is so much more that you need to be paying attention to. Don't get caught up. Don't get distracted with holidays and stuff like that. I'm not telling you not to enjoy your family. I'm not telling you not to have a good time. I'm actually telling you to enjoy your family and have a good time. But I don't want you to forget that there is an adversary. Okay, and that he has a true goal, and he uses these holidays and these little seasonal things to sprinkle in foolishness. Why? Do you know what Sisterhood Red is? Some of you are looking at me right now and you know exactly what Sisterhood Red is. Some of you look at me right now and you know what Sisterhood Red is because you are part of the sisterhood with the red on, okay? And then some of you are like, well, they just telling them we're red and white. No, they're not. It's a subliminal message and stuff like this. This is the kind of stuff that is being laced throughout our society. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I'm even reminded the other day I went to get a burrito at a taco truck. And I was standing out there. Now the lady, I'm real careful about where I spend my money. Because if I'm spending my money here with you, in this season, where things are very high, the least you could do is be kind and respectful. I treat people like I would want to be treated. So if I'm standing in a line and I'm not even being greeted, I'm actually about to leave out the line. If I'm going to get like a pedicure or something like that, you're going to treat me rudely, I'm about to leave and go home and do my own pedicure. Okay? So I had stood there in the line and, they serviced other people. The lady never greeted me or anything. She kept on doing what she was doing. And it was nothing but the work of the Lord. I looked up on the building. So it's a taco truck and then there's a building that corresponds to the taco truck. Okay? So they're making big money. I look on the building and I see, an Illuminati symbol on the building. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? It's my time. It's my time right here, right now to go ahead on and go to stage left. Because you didn't greet me, and two, because the Lord's really giving me an opportunity to go ahead and get back in my car. And I remember my husband got me a burrito from this place the first time, and I got so sick. And I was just thinking, I got sick because it was a burrito. What do you call it? The beans in the burrito, girl, that stuff be mess with your stomach sometime. But it was good, okay? When I saw that, I had a whole new perspective on why I was sick. Am I telling you to walk around fearful? No. I am telling you to walk around not asleep, though, okay? A lot of people are asleep and ignorant to Satan's devices, ignorant to how their children are being indoctrinated, ignorant even to how they've been indoctrinated. And I'm not telling you to I'm not saying withdraw your kids from the school because they're doing X, Y, and Z. No, but you need to be vigilant. It's not the time to be closed-eyed. It's not the time to be closed-eyed. It's not. Because some of you're going to get to the end of your life and realize that you were actually winning soul for Satan all along. And some of you are going to get to the end of your life and realize that somebody actually won your soul. And it wasn't to the kingdom of God. And I mean anything. I don't care what it is. Like I said, I got out of that line getting that burrito. I don't care what it is. The Lord told me in that moment, if I go to a restaurant and I see your little cat paw waving at the front of the restaurant, guess what I'm about to do? I'm about to leave. I don't care if I was meeting 10 people there. I'm about to leave. I'm not sowing my money into people who don't believe in my God, who don't trust my God. I'm not doing it anymore. What so say you? How do you say that you're going to live? I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you to wake up. I'm telling you to wake up. Because guess what? If it was, somebody would say it's just a logo, like you said with the Starbucks video. Some people were saying that. And then you see people on here with full-on addictions to this Starbucks coffee, and it's not even that good. And you say it's just a logo. It's not just a logo. I want you to think about this for a second. The same thing I thought about when I saw that. Your intentions were very deep. For you to make a burrito restaurant and put this in the logo, you have very clear intentions. They might not be known to us or all of us. But if it was that important for you to put in your logo, it was really important to you. That's all. So let's go cook this food. All right, so here's a little Christmas corner, right? Here's the bags that she made the other day. Like I said, but I'm still gonna let her do her own thing. I just need her to make some more. My plan was we're gonna buy one pencil for each bag, and she put all kind of stuff in there. So I'm gonna leave this like this, but here's just the extra stuff that I'm gonna give to her so she can make the rest of her friends some bags. Again, I got the same little bag, so I'm just gonna leave this stuff right here. And we'll do that later tonight.
All right, so let's get to cooking. Now, I don't have so much counter space, so I like to do things very systematically. I'm gonna try to get both of the things that need to go in the oven already in the oven. So first, I'm gonna start with these meatballs. These are a family favorite, and I mean, they'll go every year, so I just decided to go ahead and make some more. Most of the food that I'm cooking today needs onions and bell peppers. I'm going to use celery as well for the gumbo, so I just decided to chop everything up and put it in this big bowl. I actually had to get a bigger bowl because I had quite a lot of it, and I end up using every last bit of it, but it definitely cut down on my cooking time. Now, halfway through making these meatballs, I actually realized that I forgot to put like a binding agent. Usually you use eggs or breadcrumbs, but guess what? The meatballs still held up and I didn't use any until the last bit, so it's okay. I'm just going to go ahead, roll these up, and then stick them in the oven. You could roll them up and I guess stick them straight in the crock pot, but I like to cook mine first and just let them sit and simmer in the crock pot in the barbecue sauce. Now it's time to make the wings. Now I bought these wings from H-E-B. They were already seasoned, girl, because I ain't had the time. Only thing I need to do was chop them in half because they were like the party wing, you know, like when the wing and the, I guess it's all the wing, huh? The whole thing's just together. I don't like to eat them like that. I usually cut them in half. So I went ahead and cut them in half and lined them on this sheet pan and then just put them in the oven. I covered it with aluminum foil just in case I needed to use it really quickly and I wouldn't have to scrub anything. So now we're going to get out the pot, okay? This is the gumbo pot. And I have a lot of ingredients for the gumbo. I had planned this. This is like my holiday Christmas favorite. Might be a Louisiana thing, but hey. I do my gumbo, I guess, a little different. I do it the way that I know how to do it. And look, it tastes like the gumbo that I grew up on, okay? So these are the things that I use. I'm not claiming to be nobody's, you know, this ain't nobody's grandma's recipe, but let me tell you, it is Louisiana approved, okay? So I went ahead and chopped up, this is boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I went ahead, chopped it all up and put it all in my wok. Y'all know I love to make chicken thighs in the wok. I ended up putting all of it in and then actually taking some of it out just so I could make it in like smaller batches. Each time I made a batch, I put in some of the little mix that I made, the bell peppers, the onions. People call it a Trinity and Holy Trinity. Nothing's holy about it. I call it a Trinity, okay? We'll stick with the Trinity, but it ain't holy, okay? So I'm just going ahead and put all of this in the skillet, mix it up together, and then transfer it slowly into the big pot. Here's the roux mix I bought. I have used this before and I really do like the flavor of it. I didn't buy the gumbo filet. It's not a flavor that's necessary for the gumbo that like the way I like it, but you had to stir this up and it was pretty hard to stir with this, so I end up using a butter knife. Here it is. I use chicken broth instead of water just to give that, you know, the body of it just a little bit more flavor, okay, without adding so much salt. So I'm just go ahead and stir that in to make sure everything is like all cooking together. I did go ahead and add this gumbo base in as well. Like I said, you can make all this stuff yourself, but these flavors are the flavors that I use to get it just like mama used to make it. Even though mama might have used different ingredients, okay, it still tastes right. Of course, the andouille sausage. So I'm going to go ahead. I bought 2 of these. I wanted a very, very meaty gumbo. There's nothing like, girl, putting a spoon in there, putting a ladle in the gumbo, think you about to get you a nice scoop, and then it don't have no meat in it. So this gumbo was very, very meat heavy. I mean, most of the pot had meat in it, okay? Then I went ahead and pulled out little Betty, or Big Betty. This is the crock pot. I went ahead and transferred those meatballs in there. I'm just going to put a little barbecue sauce on them, add a little bit more water to it. I also baked it in the oven with a little water. It's called braising. I put it all together in the pot, put it on high. After it started cooking down a little bit, turned it down to low, then I turned it off, okay? Now, I don't know about you. It's probably not a thing you do if you're not from Louisiana. You probably don't do this, but we eat our gumbo with potato salad. I know potato salad and rice is giving big back, but that's why we're only having it for, the holiday season. Okay, you eat like this every day. Well, you want your back to be big, and that's not a part of my portion. But as for right now, we're gonna go ahead and make some potato salad. Everybody potato salad don't be doing what potato salad is supposed to do. I can't really describe the right flavor, but let me tell you how I made this right here. I know it's kind of fast. This is the way that the potato salad and gumbo is supposed to taste. And I don't have any measurements for you. It's really just a taste and see kind of thing. I don't know how this happens, but it's really like I can eyeball it and say, oh, it just needs a little bit more of this. Oh, taste it and say, oh, it needs like 2 more spoons full of that. I don't know the measurements. Okay, there's that. I just know what tastes good. I just wanted to put a little extra something on this chicken just in case HEB let me down with the seasonings. It's a little Kansas City barbecue and then some wing sauce. I put it together in these little bowls. These bowls came in handy. You see, I used a bunch of them. I actually got them for Ross. They were only $3.99 for all of these little bowls. I also went ahead and made some sandwiches. I know you see like a little party food going on, then a little gumbo, a little holiday something. It's really me saying I'm not cooking, okay? Go get something that's in there. That's what this means. When you see a sandwich like this, a party food like this, it means eat what's in there. That's what it means. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just putting together some sandwiches. I'm going to cut them in half, put them in a little Tupperware container. I also bought some bags of chips, which I don't usually buy, but that's how we rocking. Now, I don't drink. Now, I used to not be able to say that, but I don't drink. I don't even drink socially. I don't drink seasonally. I don't drink at all, okay? But I do like a different kind of flavor of drink on special occasions, because I usually really only drink water or tea without any sugar in it. So during the holidays, or like I said, just a special occasion, sometimes I like to make something a little different. This time I did it's sort of like a mojito flavor, right? Like lime and mint is typically mojito flavor with a little seltzer kind of spritzer thing going on. This took a little bit. I know you haven't seen this more than Pet Store. I think that's how you say it since science class, but I did go ahead and buy one. I've had it for quite some time and I very seldomly get to use it. You know why? Because the only thing you get to mix up and stuff like this is some alcoholic beverages, and I don't drink. We don't drink, okay? So I went ahead and squeezed a few limes in there. I used my little lime squeezer, but it looked like I was getting more when I used just my hands. So I just went ahead and squeezed it in there. I filled up the rest of the picture with water, which you'll see in a little bit, and then I just kind of mixed it all together. Honestly, I could have actually added more sugar to it because it's very diluted by the time you put the seltzer water in and all that stuff, but it's still really good, especially, girl, if you only drink water and tea, anything tastes good, but you might want to add a little sugar to it. Okay. So this is just how I would fix it. Of course, my favorite ice, little ice chips, some of that water they have. I think this is, what do you call it? Sparkling water. There you go. Seltzer water, sparkling water, same thing. There's tonic water and stuff like that. Even though I think it might have sodium in it, this one doesn't have sodium in it. And as you can see how much I put in there and just a little bit of this. So it wouldn't have hurt to put just a little extra sugar or something in it, okay? But it was very delicious.
The gumbo still has about a good 45 minutes left on it, but it is looking right. And at this point, when I'm editing this video, I've already tasted it. And honey, not only was it looking right, but it was tasting right as well. Now, here we are, the star of this here show. If you are not an eggnog drinker, what then are you? Again, I say I do not drink. So even with eggnog, I don't put any alcohol in eggnog. I mean, as much flavor of alcohol you're going to get in the eggnog is going to be the rum extract, which is not really anything. So I just make the eggnog because I really do love the flavor. I just think eggnog screams holiday season. My husband loves it. I won him over. Okay. My son loves it. I don't think my daughter's there yet. Okay. But most of us love it. It does take a little wrist work. As you can see, this part right here, you have to temper those eggs in. If you pour those eggs in and just leave it and don't whisk the whole time, you'll have scrambled eggs in your drink. So it's a very, you make eggnog with love. Okay. But I absolutely love the flavor. And I just made a small batch of it because the pot's being used for gumbo. That's the biggest pot I got. Okay. But here we are. So here's a little spread. I'm literally going to leave everything set out just like this, and you can just have what you have. When it's gone, it's all gone. Okay, it's all gone. So Kennedy came home and we are going to make the bags. Homegirl was real heavy-handed. Okay, I had to stop her a few times because to her, everybody's bag need to be grand. I really do love that for her, and I want to steal her shine. I just want to make sure we had enough product to go around. So I end up getting my old treasure chest that I had when I taught summer camp and stuff like that, and I put a little more extra snacks inside the kids thing. I'm so excited for her to have a little Christmas party. Little kids really like stuff like this, and I just love to be able to be a part of it. So that's what we're doing here. How many do you have left? That's it?
1, 2, 3.
Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's all we have left over there. So you can pick some out of here.
Okay. Because my teacher say that too.
Yeah.
Say sorry. What is this called?
Huh?
What is this?
That goes to a marker, but it's not in there. Here, you can use it.
Oh, thank you.
Marker.
Oh.
Yes, that's Jania's bag. All right, girl. So we done all the cooking. It's like, I don't know, a little after 3. I have a few more things. My last little things I have to wrap up. The little calendar that I got. I'm hiding out right now. And then I hope this is what I think it is. Something from Amazon. Yes. So, oh, why did I order 2 of them? Okay, I gotta return one of these things. So it looks like I accidentally ordered 2 of those. But here is the little gift right here. And I'm glad it came in a little, it's a gift for my son. They are cufflinks. Because you know my boy like the dress. Okay. He's going to be so excited. Look at that. That's so cute. So I'm going to wrap these up. And this is actually the perfect wrapping paper right here. So I'm actually going to wrap these up and then sneak these in the front. He's going to be so excited about this. So that's it. I'm gonna go and finish doing my, just stuff. Okay, go finish doing my stuff. I'm pretty sure this video is way, like, more than long enough. While I was cooking, I just have a closing word for you, because this is probably going to be the last vlog of this year. So it's been an amazing year, and like I said, as I was cooking, the Lord was just ministering to me, just blessing me. And I don't want you to, when you look at this video, please hear me here. Don't be envious, don't be jealous of anything. The Lord was reminding me in this season, because for everything has a time and a season, and you never want to move outside of God's time and to race to do anything. You don't know what's on the other end of the camera, right? You don't know what it took to be able to fully enjoy standing in the right now. And I just want to remind you that if you have none of these things this holiday, and when I say these things, I don't mean stuff, I mean a family. If you don't have a family to cook meals for this holiday season, find something to be grateful for. The Lord was showing me there was many, I mean, since I was, and I'm just going to be 100% honest with you, since I graduated when I was 17. So from the time, thank you, Holy Spirit, from the time that I was 17 years old, to now, Christmases have been very rocky. Some of my own doing, and some of, when you refuse to participate in certain events, you get closed out from some things. And the Lord has just been so gracious and merciful. And yes, he has taught me a lot of lessons. He's taught me, one of the lessons is patience and wait. Another thing is how to be grateful with a lot. And most definitely how to be grateful with little. You remember last holiday season, you actually got a chance to see it. You got a chance to see last holiday. I made some party food. I made like the food that we could afford, right? I put it together for the family. Even though that was all I have, I found a way to be grateful what we had. The years before that, I remember one Christmas I was in the Army. So I was home on like holiday block leave, and it was a very hard Christmas. I have learned to abase and abound. Lord, I'm grateful. If you give me everything, I'm grateful. But Lord, if you choose to take everything away, I'm grateful for that too. And that's what I want you to see. I want you to see the need to be grateful in and out of season, because none of this stuff, let me be honest with you, none of this stuff means anything. Even the family that I cooked for, the Lord chooses. If the Lord will ever choose to take something away from me, I know that he is faithful, and he's faithful to give me him. And that is what matters. I'm not just saying that. I'm not just merely spitting things out of my mouth. I'm telling you what I have lived. So yes, I am grateful for the season that is right now. I am grateful. I'm grateful to be able to spend time with my children and playing games and doing all this stuff. I am so grateful. But when I had absolutely nothing, not even family, I was grateful then too. I found out a way to be grateful then too. So that's all I'm asking that of you. Like, don't look at anybody's life, mine or anybody else's, and say, I wish. Don't do that. Don't disrespect God in that way. You have no idea what plans he has for your life. Don't disrespect him by being ungrateful. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for the little things that you have. You woke up this morning. You have eyes and you have ears, and you're able to watch this video that I'm making right now. That's something to be grateful for. That's something to be grateful for. You woke up this morning. That's something to be grateful for. So don't get caught up. Don't get caught up. The Lord he's faithful. That's all I can say is he's faithful. And I was just thinking about that. Lord, you have been faithful in and out of season. I mean, before I got married, my husband, the Lord has blessed me so good, but he blessed me with the family so good. You want to know one of the reasons? Because of the stuff that I had to go through. I'm not going to sit here and walk you through it all. The Lord is sovereign. He's sovereign. He's so good. He is so good. I was just thinking about, like, there was one Christmas, I had just had a baby. One Christmas I was pregnant, about to have a baby. One Christmas I found out that I was pregnant. That all sounds like good news, right? But I actually placed the second child that I actually was pregnant with during Christmas. I actually placed for adoption. So this, it's just been a long journey, and I'm here right now to just talk about the faithfulness, the goodness of God, the goodness of God. This is nothing but just like a little place in time. God, you're faithful. You're so faithful, God. You're so good to me, Father. You're so faithful. You're faithful. You're faithful. While I was cooking, I was thinking, I just heard the woman saying, I ain't cooking all that. I ain't about to be cooking. I have had friends in the past who say stuff like that. Girl, I ain't cooking. He gonna have to do this and he gonna have to do that, and I'm not cooking. I used to be one of those people. You could ask anybody who knew me. Homegirl wasn't cooking nothing. And you saw I do a little semi-homemade, okay? I cook as much as I'm gonna cook. I bought them desserts. I cook as much as I'm gonna cook. But I wasn't cooking anything. But let me tell you something. When the Lord changes you, he changes you for real. And when he blesses you with a husband, when he blesses you with a family, the level of gratitude I have, baby, if I had to cook day and night, I'd be cooking up here day and night. You talking about you ain't cooking, you talking about you want a man to do X, Y, Z for you. It's wild to me. It's wild to me. I know people out here talking about that foolishness. If that's you, it's repenting time. While you have all this free time, this holiday season, it's repenting time. Some of the things that you said is preventing you from getting the things that you want, the things that you truly desire. Watch your mouth. That's a good one. Wish somebody would have told me that. Watch your mouth, girl. Watch your mouth. I was thinking about that. Tell me you ain't cooking. Well, guess what? That's on you. What the kids gonna eat? What the husband gonna eat? You talking about you ain't cooking? What they gonna eat? Don't say foolish things like this. Right now, Lord, I'm not much of a cooker. But if you tell me that you're going to bless me with a family and I'm going to need to cook for them, Lord, I'll become whatever you need me to become. For your glory, Lord, I'll do anything. I'll become whatever you need me to become. This is the kind of mindset that you should have. So I think I have everything here. I don't think I missed anything. I think that's it. Yeah, I need to go put this stuff in. I would say sneak it in the front, but it's already wrapped up now, so there's no need to sneaking it. We don't do like a set date or anything like that. Like I told you, I'm really not amazed. It's not what you think it is, okay? We won't have any set date or anything like that. My husband has to work on Christmas. He has to work for the holidays and things like that. So we make our own holiday dates up in here. When he come home, it's gonna be a celebration, okay? It already looking like Christmas in here. Now we're not gonna open the gifts just because baby girl has been doing a calendar countdown, and I'm gonna let her count all the way down, okay? All right, so as always, if you have a question, ask a question, and have a happy rest of your year. God bless you. May he keep you. May he cause his face to shine up on you. May he be gracious to you and give you peace, in this holiday season. In whatever season of your life you find yourself in right now, may he give you peace. May he give you peace. Okay? Yes, the kind of peace that passes all understanding. It surpasses all of your understanding. Anything that you could have thought that you wanted. The kind of peace. May he grant you shalom, Jehovah Shalom. The God of peace. May he be with you this season. All right? All right.